Russia continued to pound Ukraine with missiles even after efforts by Donald Trump and European leaders to end the ongoing war in Ukraine. Well, in this video, I am going to tell you guys the main reason why Russia continued to pound the Ukrainian armed forces with drones and cruise missiles and hypersonic missiles even after efforts by world leaders to end the war. You're welcome to Timo 360. On this channel, we focus on geopolitical content. So if you are interested in geopolitical contents, then please, you are on the right channel. Consider hitting on the like button and also subscribe to the channel. Let's get into the details. So between the 20th and 21st, the Russians launched massive drone and missile attack on Ukrainian positions. They destroyed ammunition depot and ammunition manufacturing companies or factories. Most of these factories are still burning as at the time I am recording this video. Now the question or the logical question everybody will ask is, why is Putin doing this? Well, many people will say that Putin is not interested in peace, but that is the opposite of what you're thinking. After Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin meeting in Alaska, the West came out with a press statement, and in the press statement they said they will continue to back the Ukrainian armed forces with arms. When you read European Union peace deal agreement, it all boils back to sending weapons to Ukraine, giving Ukraine some NATO style of peace deal, meaning the Ukrainians will still be supported by the Western America. They will be allowed to join European Union. They will be allowed to join NATO, meaning these guys have still not yet abandoned their dreams of allowing the Ukrainians to join NATO and the European Union. By the way, I think the European Union wouldn't be a big deal for the Russians, but when it comes to NATO membership, it is something that the Russians have said uncountable amount of times that they will never allow the Ukrainians to join NATO, because Ukraine joining NATO threatened their security, and that is exactly what led to this war. And yet these guys claim that they still want the Ukrainians to join NATO. Well, if you think this war is going to end very soon, then sorry to disappoint you. I don't see this war ending. The war just got started. By the way, Donald Trump posted something on his X account, and I want to read it to you. So guys, listen carefully to what Donald Trump said. By the way, this post is from X. It is very difficult, if not impossible, to win a war without attacking the aggressor's country. It is like sports. A team has a great defense, but is not allowed to play offense. No chance of winning. The same goes for Russia and Ukraine. Corrupt and extremely incompetent Joe Biden did not allow Ukraine to strike, only to defend. And how did that end? Nevertheless, this war would have never happened if I was the president. Basically, that is what he's saying. You see why the Russians don't trust the Americans and the West. You guys met recently and discussed about peace. And look at some of the statements that this guy is making on the internet. From my point, I believe that the Russians wanted to give peace chance. Genuinely, they wanted an end to this conflict because they share deep historical, with the Ukrainians. So I don't think Vladimir Putin actually wants this war to continue. The Europeans are now discussing openly of training Ukrainian soldiers. They are now talking about pumping more money into the Ukrainian economy in order for Ukraine to get mercenaries to go and fight. Bloomberg posted something today which is quite interesting. You see, Bloomberg, I'm just going to read the head for you. Fantastic article. You can go and read it yourself. I'm just going to read the heading. Listen to what Bloomberg said. Doubt grows on Ukraine security plans. Why wouldn't people doubt the Western America? Because you are the very people who claims you want an end to this conflict. These same people are pumping more money into the Ukrainian economy to go and fight, knowing very well that these Ukrainians cannot fight the Russians. The outcome is going to be the total destruction of Ukraine. That is a fact. The fact is, at the end of the day, the Russians are going to defeat the Ukrainians. They are going to force the Ukrainians to a negotiation table or the negotiation table, just like what we saw in Second World War. The winner determines the terms and conditions, and that is what I see here. It's common sense. It's time the Europeans realize that they can't defeat the Russians. When you look at everything clearly, this whole thing is even affecting the European economies. By the way, I came across a post yesterday on Sputnik Africa, where Japan has increased their LNG purchasing from the Russians. You see, those who were against the Russians in the beginning of the war, who were sanctioning the Russian economy left, right, center, these same people are now going back to buy commodities from the Russians because, look, nobody cares about Ukraine. It is only these Europeans who are obsessed with this whole distraction of Russian things. A lot of people today, they don't care again. Japan today, they increased their purchasing to more than 300%. It is around 380 something percent. I mean, crazy figures. So what exactly is Europe going to achieve from the destruction of Russia? What? They want Russia to be like Africa. We are weak. They come here, they take wherever they want and go. That is the same thing they want from the Russians. But unfortunate for them, the Russians are strong. The Russians are not like we Africans. They have the military power. They have the economic power to fight back. I don't know why the Europeans just don't want other people to progress. I don't get it. They are always looking for ways and means to make sure that countries don't grow. I don't get it. When will these guys realize that there is nothing in war? By the way, thank you very much for watching Timo Media 360 once again. You know, when I check my analytics, I realized that not all the views on this platform is coming from phone. I thought everybody was watching my videos with their phones, but I realized that majority of people here actually watch my videos on YouTube, especially those of you in Europe. So guys, what I want you to do in this particular video is to tell me, are you watching me on your phone, tablet, laptop, or on your TV? Write it down in the comment section. It's very, very important to me. Please, thank you very much for watching me once again. Shalom. See you guys in the next episode.